Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, February 29th, Leap Day. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. Right. Done with that. All right, crude in its third trade. Getting it done. The first two trades got us to -1, so picking up, I would have adjusted the entry to 56, and the market just opened, so we have a short setup on the YM. Soybeans picking up a short trade. And the YM testing the 50 EMA just above the money management level. And there's money management stopped to 061, and I believe we hit target. Yep, hitting target 029. We got as low, got 026, so definitely hit target. Stop at 057. Unleaded in a long trade now. I have to look at the proximity a little bit, but that may have been one to adjust around the 50 EMA. Micro Russell with a short trade. That goes for a full stop out, and now we have a long. YM trade stopped out, so that completes its session. Soybeans back at the entry again. Soybeans on a pretty strong downswing here. Pound Aussie is in a long trade as well, and the Russell with a break-even stop out. So the YM and crude are done. We'll wait for the 10 a.m. mini session on crude. Money management on unleaded. Unleaded starting off with a loss. This short trade, the long didn't trigger, but the short did, and then went back up to a full stop out. So that is a 37 tick risk, down 74. We pick up 2 on the short. 1 tick break even, we hit money management, nothing else. So down 72, and we pick up a partial entry at 358 and trailing out at 424. I'm sorry, entry was at 411, so 13 ticks. That's a net of 26. 60, 40, so we're down 46 for target 2 traders. Target 1 traders are down less than that because you got target 1 out of this. And target 1 traders pick up another one. That'll get you positive. Stop is now at 457. The entry was 426, so that's 31. So that was 60. So this is going to be a POQ trade. This trade will get everybody positive. It's already got target 1 traders positive, but target 2 will get positive on this one as well. Please do say hello in the chat. And unleaded stops out, so unleaded is done, and we will bring up the micro NQ. It looks like it right there. Yep, micro NQ just going straight up, and we are in our session time now. No trade on the short. That canceled with the long setup that just printed 75.1, and that just triggered in. So the micro Russell is long. $76.5 is going to be our break-even point. That's our 14 tick minimum. And there it is. So stop to break even. 75.2. Actually, yeah, that's going to come to 74.9. Major key level. Oops, I gotta get that off of, get that back on the auto scaling. Just, yep, that's target 3, 77.6. Stop. So now I would bring the stop up to 75.2 since we have a target in hand. And a short trade on the micro NQ. Not necessarily the trade I would have preferred there, but That is what the system printed. Russell continuing upward. Soybeans has a stop and reverse that just triggered in. It didn't become valid until after so soybeans is long now. That would have been a case where you mark it out as soon as the trade becomes valid and put your entry order in behind that. All right, break-even stop out. Getting target 3 and a break-even stop on the micro Russell. Still short on the micro NQ. And there's a short setup on the micro Russell. Bring that down to 73. I'd say 73.7. Get it off of the 50 EMA. And it triggers in anyway. And takes a full stop out. So that's 1 loss, 1 break even, 1 win, 2 losses in 4 trades. And micro NQ takes a full loss, just touching the stop. Difficult morning. And a potential stop and reverse on soybeans. That's going to be at 11.30 flat. Still in the long. Getting down to 11.30 and a quarter. Still long in the pound Aussie, just down below the entry. Micro NQ and the Micro Russell are flat. Orange label report coming up at 10 o'clock. Potential stop and reverse, that's going to be at 427 on the pound Aussie. And a new short on the Micro Russell. And Micro Russell pushing down toward money management. Let me see if I need to move that. And we're trailing. That's a big trade. 73.1 for the trailer. Target 2 is 4.1. Yeah, we will definitely go for target 2 on this trade. Targets 2 and 3 rather than 3 and 4. Stopping out at 73.1 for a couple of tick loss, but basically a break-even trade. I would call that a break-even. And now a long at 74.3. I would call that a break-even. So we continue trading rather than ending the session. This is a standard size trade, and 75.7 is going to be our break-even point. Touching the stop, but that doesn't matter since we haven't touched the entry yet. And we did. We triggered short on soybeans, and now it's looking like it's wanting to turn up. Still long on the pound Aussie for the moment. Session high and session low are all on the screen for the pound Aussie. 421.8 for the session low to 5.013. So just 79.5 pips of range today. And triggering short, 427 flat. 427, we did trigger short. Money management is 417. Actually, I believe that's going to be 15. 12 pip minimum. Yeah, 427 to 415. So we will not take profit until target 2. 2 positions would come off there. And getting target 1. No, we stop and reverse again on soybeans. 33 3/4, so make that 34 1/4. Yeah, I would take that to 34 1/2. Try to get around the 50 EMA. So we're back to long on soybeans. And we did trigger long on the micro Russell, and I wasn't watching to see if that was a break even stop out or not. I would guess not. This is the last trade of the day. For the micro Russell. Crude turning back up. Got as high as 78.99. And pulled back down into the 730s. And now back up in the 770s. 78.75. 78.30s was the low on this swing. Looks like about 36 or 37. And the session high at 78.99. Long trade on the micro NQ. Just triggered in, it looks like. Pound Aussie testing the session low and pushing through it, setting a new session low. Need to get to 415 for money management. And the Russell is a break-even stop out to end the session. 1 win, 2 losses, 3 break-evens. And money management on the pound Aussie. Long on the micro NQ. Long on soybeans. Right, stop at 426 because of the stop and reverse adjustment. Getting very, very close to target 2. $4.08. Almost there. What do we get down to? 409.1. Just 11 ticks away. Soybeans, that's looking like a head and shoulders on the low side, so setting up a good, when we did get above the waistline, so that bodes well for this long trade on soybeans. And soybeans hitting target. 36 3/4. We're going to need to work to get positive on soybeans this morning with a couple of stop and reverses. This is our 4th trade. Pending home sales just released at 10 o'clock. crude went too far too fast on, or actually no, that's still a get in sync on the short side on crude. So crude with a potential short. We are flat. The system is in that short already, and now we're in it as well. So crude is short, micro NQ is long, pound Aussie is short, and soybeans is long with target 1 in hand. No change. Crude oscillating around all 3 moving averages. So we're likely to see a break one way or the other here before too terribly long. All 3 moving averages converging together. All right, and crude stop at taking a full stop out. Unfortunate. Soybeans, pulling back just a little bit. Yep, and looks like, yep, soybeans got to target 2. So target 1 and target 2. Target 3 and trail positions remaining. And stop, I would have it 57 because of the adjustment on the entry. Definitely not take any kind of a loss on those 2 positions. I know. See, that was 34 and a quarter, so 34 and a half. Yeah, 34 and 3/4. Maybe keep it at 34.50, trying to hide it behind the 200. Still short on the pound Aussie. Plotted stop has moved down to 27. 26 would be where I would have the stop, because we moved our entry to 27 with the stop in reverse there. Micro NQ took a full loss. That's a second full loss on the long trade, now in a short trade. And there's money management on the short trade on the micro NQ. Stop does move up to 34 and 3/4, now 35.50. 35 and a half. Soybeans trying to test this 200 EMA. And targets 2 and 3. Looks like almost target 3. There's target 3. Trailing stop at 0.21 and a quarter. Micro NQ and the YM both coming significantly off their session highs. Russell is pushing below its 200. Market reacting negatively to New Hope and sales, obviously, or some other news. Plotted stop on the pound Aussie now down to 426, so that corresponds with where we should be. $15.50 for the micro NQ stop, going through target 3. And target 4. Targets 2, 3, and 4 on that trade. Let's see what that... $121.5 points on the targets. That pretty much gets us break even, and the trailer will get us positive on 2 trades so far. Stop down below 1805. It's 1804, 18,004 flat. And we stopped out of the pound Aussie right on the hitting the stop dead on the nose. So all 5 positions come off there for 1 pip less spread. So you're actually probably close to 5 pips negative. .004 for the micro NQ stop. 1136 flat for the soybean stop. And we have another short trade on crude that I wasn't watching. Crude hitting money management. And micro NQ stopping out at 04 flat. $78.63 for the stop on crude. Pound Aussie is flat. Micro NQ is flat, soybeans is long, and crude is short. $78.63 crude stop and getting target 1. So our prior trade was a pretty good size loss. Yeah, 58 ticks, 29 tick risk. So we pick up 14 for target 1, 23 for target 2 if we can get there. 78.41 it looks like. Yeah, 78.41 for target 2. And trade number 3 on the micro NQ, long setup, 0.12 and a quarter. It's not quite there for a trigger. And then now it triggers in. So a loss on a very strong trade. We are positive on the micro NQ through the second trade. There's target 2 on crude. So what did I say? 14 and 23. Yep, 37. So we're down 21. Need one more trade. YM looks like it bounced at the session open. Micro Russell A bit of a pullback there and now pushing downward again. Micro NQ, not sure where it's going yet. Still trying to push upward. And there's a close above the 50. See if it can push on through. Pulling back below the 50 and back above. Soybeans trying to push through its 200 EMA. Crude continuing to push down. Now the micro Russell showing a little bit of upward pressure. And that's a positive sign for our micro NQ trade. And the YM trying to push upward as well. None of them extremely strongly, but now we're approaching money management. Getting close to target 1, the micro NQ. Target 3 just 2 ticks away on soybeans. 40.25. Soybeans stop moving up to 37 flat. And money management on the micro NQ. Stop to 12 and a half, 012 and a half on the micro NQ. So that will be at least a break-even trade. Yeah, looks like micro NQ's just barely surviving. And crude getting into its third trade will be a long. Still down 21 ticks. And there's money management and target 1. 16, so we're down 15. So we need to get to target 1 with the trailer, or get target 2. More likely it would be target 2. And the trailer getting to target 1 without getting to target 2. And soybeans picking off target 3. So I said 34.50 for 34.5 for the entry on that. So that's 3 ticks. We pick up 9 and 16 and 23. So 25, 48, and stop currently at 38 flat. So 14 ticks currently on the trailer. So let's see where we are. So we lose 30.50 to 32 3/4, so 9 ticks. 9 or 10 times 4 positions, so call it 40 ticks. And we go 32 3/4 to 30. That's another 11 44 ticks. So we're down 84. 30 to 34.50. Ooh. 18 ticks. Is going to be 76. No, 72. Yeah, 72 ticks. So 156. In tough shape there. So, so, down 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 108. 1 with $17 in hand on the trailer on this trade. And we did stop out at break even on the micro NQ. Just got target 1. Still long on the crude trade. So we're down 21. We're down 5 and just stopped out for one more. So we're down 4 on the session. Well, pretty close to a break-even session. So we got a ways to go on. We have 3 trades in on the micro NQ and a long way to go on soybeans, although it's in a long trade that's doing quite well. 19 ticks now. We're down 108. We've got a long ways to go there. All right, looks like we've pretty well kind of lost most of our audience. So I am going to look at calling the morning unless there's questions or comments. And we'll do it again next week. First week of March. Back in here on March the 5th. And I celebrate 29th anniversary on Monday. My wife and I. All right, I don't see any comments, so we will call it a day. Everyone have a great weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday.